We're live. Yes, we are.
We had a echo. An echo.
Echo.
Is that
An
me?
echo.
I don't know.
I don't hear one.
I think you're imagining things, Brad. I mean, Drake, whatever your damn name is.
I'm imagining things, but it's unrelated to this entirely.
Whatever your damn name is, and fuck you and that monkey.
I think the monkey's busy right now. J-Rubs to be believed.
He's jerking his
Get
monkey
that
meat.
quiet.
Let's see here. Let's reset some fate chips. Oh yeah, let's reset some adventure.
It was definitely me. I had both your stream and my stream not muted, so it's echo.
Yeah, I don't even have my stream open except in chatty. Oh, isn't
Well,
that?
if you have
Is that Katy Perry?
if you have in-game chat rewards, you have to look at the in-game chat because Chatty doesn't show that shite.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Must be a filter. There's a bunch of stuff it does that I've not even looked at yet.
Yeah, that thing goes deep. I mean, you could spend a day monkeying around with that thing.
Well, everybody, welcome to Deadlands Thursday night, at least on the Marbanya channel. And, we always like to say hello and shout out to the Jingo Bunch over on Jingo the Fool, who does Deadlands on Thursday nights as well. It's kind of becoming a thing, like Clyde, the shit-flinging monkey. Where we left off last week, these guys had broken into the Rock, which is a prison out in the middle of the harbor, the bay in front of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, California. And I can't hardly keep my eyes off of Katy Perry or whoever that is over there. Wish I was a monkey. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to have to slide that out of the way because that's distracting. Yeah, pretty much. It makes me feel like that.
I had to share it with the stream.
Is that Katy Perry?
That's what
yeah, it does say. Yeah, it says monkey cleavage, Katy Perry.
Excited
monkey cleavage, Katy Perry.
How about that instead? Because, oh my, what is going on here?
Yeah. Yes, she is exciting. Anyway, so you guys rescued Sam Hellman. You grabbed a few other unfortunate sobs.
What the fuck, indeed?
What?
I don't know. That's what I was saying. What?
Now, hold on. We rescued Sam Hellman. Is Sam Hellman the benefactor of the infamous Hellman's Mayonnaise Company?
He might have made mayonnaise at one time in his life. Perhaps now that you've saved him from the prison, he can become a great entrepreneur and
mayonnaise magnate.
Yes, the mayonnaise magnate.
And it makes really good potato salad. Yep.
Man, Brad, that's some fucked up freaky shit.
I know what's going on there.
Fuck, I don't know, man, but that's just god awful gross. Fuck.
Excellent CGI work, though.
Hopefully that wasn't.
He couldn't take it anymore and deleted it.
We're looking a little nervous in chat.
Well,
I was watching that, and suddenly it just morphs back into the monkey and Katy Perry. My eyes did not comprehend.
I'm sure some did.
Yep, that.
Fuck, bunch of sick fuckers. Anyway, so you got him out of here, and about the time you got in the boat and started rowing away, you noticed that all of the lights in the prison that were on when you were rowing out here were gone because I think HG got to fucking around with the Ghost Rock engine in there. Shut their power generator down, including the lighthouse.
HG in this game.
Who was it?
Yeah, it was Jeb.
Was it Jeb that shut the power generator down? Okay.
Yeah,
So-
as we were leaving.
Doc Fong threw in some plants to make it extra fun.
Um,
And if I
but
remember right, we'd actually gotten to the Perdition docks when we finished
you
the
did.
session.
You did. You had. I mean, it really went flawless. In and out, just like you said, and you start rowing about 10, 15 minutes after you're rowing away from the island. The shelling and the gunning stops, and then you can see uh, you know like lanterns and things, people walking around up on the prison holding these lanterns and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the power and everything else. So there's quite a disturbance going on the island. You guys make it back to the Perdition dock, middle of the night, and then Doc Fong decides he's going to try to straighten Sam Hellman's ankles where they've hobbled the guy. So he's got these like gnarly bent over sideways broken ankles. And after breaking and resetting and acupuncture and stuff, and you guys holding him down, you're able to straighten his ankles. Now, you've broke the bones. You might have helped kind of heal the bones a little bit, but the guy passes out, and I mean, he is out. Uh, the pain's too much for him. But shit, he's didn't weigh 70 pounds, dripping wet anyway. He'd been starved to death. So now you've got let's see who, Charlie Bill Buckner, and he was the pretty nice security guy that you guys first met that was working for Hellstrom.
Delete that shit. Delete it. Delete it now. Delete that shit.
Yeah, that's some fucked up shit. Yeah. J Rob, you can stomach that, man. It's your industry, isn't it? Don't you get to take pictures of shit like that all the time?
I do, but I actually no, I used to, but they're not wiggling around like that. That's too much, man. When I used to image it, it was strapped down to a table, not wiggling like a limp noodle. No, sir.
Yep, Doc Fang, he is in a coma, dreaming up new types of mayonnaise. So you got this guy passed out, but Charlie Bill Buckner, you found him. He tells you as you're kind of heading back into the docks and stuff that you know he thought that his ties with Hellstrom were strong enough to keep Grimm and his people away from him, but somehow he got sideways of Reverend Grimm's bunch, and they grabbed him, threw him in that prison out there. You got another guy, Job, or he goes by Hog Dunstan, and probably remained Marshal of Los Angeles for longer than he should have. So this guy used to be a marshal, but he's got no hands. Um, though most
So,
people believed,
Marshall,
yeah, though most people believed he checked out for good after losing one hand, he returned to aid the men of the grid. His luck ran out soon after. He was thrown into Rock Island Prison, where Grimm took his other hand off. So one of these stumps looks relatively fresh compared to the other.
perhaps HG could replace these missing hands with weaponry.
HG.
I'd be more
Doctor.
than happy to give him a hook. Here you go. Let's stuff a hook in the end of that.
Let's see. Then you've got who else did you pull out of there? Eddie Griff. And Eddie Griff kind of. I mean, you guys all give me either a common knowledge roll or a streetwise roll or a survival roll at -2.
All
Your
of them at
choice.
-2 or just
Just pick one. Your choice. Streetwise, survival, or common knowledge.
But you said one of them was at -2,
No,
right?
just any one of them. But it's going to be at -2. All right. What kind of makes Jeb? You've heard the name Eddie Griff before. He's been known to be pretty good with a gun.
Is he a gunslinger?
Pretty much. And
Outlaw?
he's been known, he's kind of a gun for hire.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were meaning that he was just a well-known gunslinger or an outlaw type of thing.
No, it's just a name that you've heard in circles. You know, it's who is it to say what makes an outlaw in the Wild West? You know what I mean? Who's to say? Because some of them are arrested to
Somebody that
later
would have been on
become somebody.
somebody on Jeb's shit list, basically.
No, nobody on Jeb shit. Although Jeb may be thinking differently these days. Some of that stuff might not be so important. But anyway,
Yeah.
so you got these other people in tow, and do you wait until daylight? Because you know you make it back about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to the docks of Perdition.
Oh,
And
you
then
said we were going to breaking his ankle in 6 hours, so
yeah, well, 1 to 6 hours, and I think you rolled a 1, didn't
yeah, then you said it didn't quite go.
I think we were planning on hanging out on the tug until late morning and then going to Perdition.
you? So you're going to wait until the sun's up and the roads are busy and people around. You're going to start trying to get these guys to Perdition. I need a D20. First D20 out.
That may not be a good idea to travel during the day.
Well, it doesn't matter. Not a problem. You're able to make the the 20-minute hike back up this road around this big cliff and you know back into Perdition up here without a vent. So none of the Los Angeles folks followed you or anything. Quite a bit of activity as you look back out onto the harbor, behind you when you start going up in elevation up this cliff. And you look out over the harbor, and now you can see a lot of ships that are kind of probably official boats and ships that are around Rock Island Prison out there. It's quite a bit of activity going on. You've left the Maze Runner and the tugboat anchored at the Perdition docks,
Yes.
which are kind of hidden. You guys were unaware of those when you first came in here. And they're kind of young, new. It's a new place anyway. So, but you make it back. Sam Hellman is still unconscious. Get a doctor's attention to him. Lacey O'Malley gets him a room at the Fallen Angel Saloon. And Charlie Bill Buckner goes to the local rail office to see about trying to find out where, Hellstrom wants him to go now that he's free. He tells you thanks a lot. You guys helped out quite a bit. Appreciate it. And Hog Dunstan, he just kind of, you get him into Perdition, he doesn't know doesn't really know what to do. He's really, at a loss for, it just seems like he's got no emotion to him whatsoever. And Eddie Griff's like, well, thank you a lot. Seemed like a nice town you got here.
Mr. Griff, might I inquire as to your plans moving forward?
Said, well, it doesn't take me long to find somebody needing my services.
Very well. Hopefully we see you down the road somewhere. Take care.
Yes, you too, sir. And off down the road he goes, trotting. He walks right past old Hog Dunstan that's kind of just walking along, looking along at the signs and stuff. Gorilla shit.
He has nothing on him, right?
These guys are dressed in rags, man. All of
Um, Schultz will say, hold up just a moment, my friend. Uh, I know we have sprung you, so to speak, from the clink, as they say. It is. I would feel bad if I did not assist you in regaining some measure of manhood in this world.
Dignity.
So Schultz is going to pull out his wallet and he's going to count out $100 bills and hand over to this man.
which one? The man with no hand.
The, the dude that's walking off and making his way into the world.
Eddie Griffith, Hog Dunstan.
Eddie Griffin's the one that's leaving, right?
Well, they
Looking
both are.
for-
They both kind of started walking away. One of them's got no hands, and the other one, he's seems to be in pretty high spirits. Although he's wearing rags, you see him just head off towards the middle of town. Then you holler at both of them. They stop and turn around and look.
Weren't these two fighting each other? They was
Yeah, Griff walked
Didn't
past
he
Dunstan.
called
Dunstan
him
told him to shut
Stumpy?
the fuck up. Then he called him Stumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no love lost between these two.
That's what I thought. Well, if that's the case, they both stop. Schultz will pull out his wallet and he will give each of them $100.
Each of them $100.
Now, I'm assuming the Stumpy, you just kind of put it in his pocket.
Stuff it in his mouth. Here you go, buddy.
Well, I'm like, take
Put
the
it in his
money.
G-string.
Good, you want it. Yeah. No, I'll stuff in his front pocket. I'm assuming they have like prison uniforms. Usually there's like a pocket on the chest.
No, I'm talking like these guys have no shirts on. They've got some kind of what was probably at one time, thermal underwear, long underwear, long johns, but they're dirt.
Yeah.
They're more brown than white from the dirt on them, and ripped and holes in them, and that's about barefoot.
Look
And
like
what- and what-
Civil War bandages.
And what time is it?
It is. By the time you get here, Timmons, you said late morning. You had planned on heading back about 10 or 11 in the morning, or?
Well, yeah, we were up all night, so I assumed we at least got 6-7 hours of sleep, right?
Just rested down there on the boat for 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that. So let me adjust the calendar because it is now the 30th. We'll call it 11. Yeah.
Okay. Since it's 11 a.m., Schultz will say, gentlemen, before you leave, I will give you this money, but I tell you what, I feel bad. Let us go, perhaps get a shave, and we will
Some new clothes, a
out,
bat.
yes, outfit you with something more presentable than what you are currently wearing, because I'm pretty sure you have not been with a fairer sex in a while, and if I were sprung from the clink, that is what I would desire most. So
What?
let's clean you up, get you dressed, and I'll give each of you $100 and send you on your way.
Timmons says, I'd like to point out, fellas, that he's, we just broke them out of jail, so we don't want them to get spotted.
They should try to keep their head down low. Perhaps we could give them next time when we leave, we could drop them off at the Big M Ranch or take them up to Shanfan.
Schultz looks at Dunstan and says, how do you feel about being bald, my friend? Perhaps that is the way for you to go.
I think I know a guy named Asen that can sell him a hair tonic that may or may not get rid of the hair.
So
If he doesn't be bald, there's a solution.
you're asking the guy with no hands if he thinks being bald would be the way to go. He says, Wouldn't have to worry about a comb now, would I? But how am I going to keep that head shaved every day? Perhaps
Well,
just
my
a
Probably
hat.
friend,
really good friend.
Schultz looks over at Timmons and says, "It goes without saying, we cannot just let these gentlemen walk out like this, because they obviously look like they came from the prison. We have to at least have some modicum of humanity here and provide them with something that will might maybe give them a little bit of cover. A nice coat, a nice sombrero, so to speak. Not your typical, look, so to speak."
How far was that? The
Fan, I could
railroad
tell.
for the Bayou Vermilion Railroad. How far away was that?
From here, Bayou Vermilion Railhead, well, they're building it a little closer every day. But the railhead office, the last place the railhead was set up, is, probably the better part of a day's ride, uh, southeast, southeast of here.
Perhaps they might want to acquire horses, and we can get them train tickets on this Bayou Vermilion, and they could head off away from the city, or even on that Wasatch Railroad.
Well, you see,
I say we send them to Big M.
you see that Hog Dunstan goes, fellers. He said, I appreciate it, I really do. He said, I got some contacts in this here wide spot in the road that's suddenly become a town since last I was here. I've got to see about getting to a certain location, you know. Uh, but I used to have a contact here. I think I can take care of it, and I'd hate to be indebted to anybody any more than I'm already indebted to you. And you seem, he said, I thank you, and he acts like he's going to tip his hat, and then he kind of looks at his stump and remembers that he doesn't have a hat or a hand, and he just turns around forlorn and walks off, and he starts heading towards, kind of down towards some of the older buildings around here, the southeast corner of town down there. And
Red
Eddie,
shakes his head and says, "That boy's gonna have a hard time scratching his balls."
Or scratching anything, really.
reminds me of Cheech in a straight jacket, rubbing his butt around the padded room. Eddie
Well,
Griff just kind of watches him walk away, and he goes, "Well, yep, I'd hate to be that fucked up. I'll take you up on your offer, though, mister. I got no contacts here."
Excellent, my friend. Excellent.
We got a tub up here in the place we stay in, so you can get a bath, and I'll go down and fetch you up some clues. What size you wear? About a 4 to 4?
You're going back down to the tug. Oh, this is a little guy.
No, tub.
Oh, tub.
A bath.
the hotel.
A bathtub.
They've been starving for the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we give him a bath. We can let him get a bath, and then we give him some clues.
Yeah, he
And give them snacks too.
just
and
starts
a
eating
pistol.
like a madman. You set food in front of him, he just goes to town, and he says, "A bath will wait," and he just starts shoveling it in his mouth as fast as he can. So,
We'll give him the guard's pistol from the prison. Here you go.
the
You
guard
see
didn't
this
have
around?
a pistol. All he had was a club, billy club.
Well, he gets the club in.
Okay.
At least the club. You recognize this?
Took his
Here you
baton
go.
from
This
him.
is yours. And here's a pistol we got from killing people in somewhere.
Somewhere you got a whole wagon full of fucking
Yeah.
arms and ammunition.
This pistol.
All right, so you're getting him set up. Marshal and Mayor, you probably have some town business to deal with. And then this is kind of the moment where, you meet with Lacey O'Malley. He gets Sam put away, and he goes, "We need to wait till he recovers and find out what he knows. There's something that he knows it's important that I just think is a key ingredient, key piece of this big puzzle that we're trying to put together." And he said, "So Let's give him a few days. And what I'm saying is, it may take him a few days to wake up here from this, coma and get fed and get to feeling better and be able to talk. In the meantime, this is you guys' opportunity to either make yourself, vested and invested in this town, or not if you choose. Um, look at properties.
Well, I will say this about Jeb: he doesn't really want the position, but he will do the job while he has it.
Well, you know that, again, let's look over here at the calendar.
Timmons likes his gavel. He's like, I like my gavel.
There
I'm
is
not sure what I'm supposed to do with it, but
there's an election set for July 8th. Tuesday, July 8th for
it's
mayor.
only
A week ago.
9 days
We
away.
should investigate who these other people running for mayor are, to make sure that
Oh.
none of the lackeys of that reverend fellow are amongst them.
That is a wonderful idea, Doc Fong.
Okay. So let's do it this way. We're going to say, and you guys don't worry about staying in a group. You want to, you tell me, well, I want to go do this, go do that. That's fine. I'll just, we'll give a couple of minutes to each one of you and we'll kind of, play through some Perdition City role-playing stuff here.
Excellent. Excellent.
So I'm gonna continue with my plan. Get a little piece of land outside of town, make a larger scale moonshining operation.
Budweiser, you're going to call it Budweiser, something like that. Jack Daniels. What's the name of your company? Remember, you're making history here. Bacardi.
Then we're gonna work on getting Jeb to ban all of their liquor from town.
You know I'm Now, if you want to go and sabotage it without me knowing it, that's fine. Don't let me catch you.
He's so scary, isn't he?
Well, he is a friend. I'm at least going to give him a warning.
The marshal.
He did burn down a big chunk of Shan fan.
Yeah, no fires. No fires here, HG. Please, no fires.
No. I'm gonna set that up outside of town.
So Timmons wants to do a few things. First, he's obviously going to go make his presence known at the town hall and see if he has any mayor business he's got to attend to. He also wants to check out property. And the third thing is, or actually four things. The third thing is he wants to campaign for mayor. So he wants to hire
He's
a
throwing his
campaign
hat in the
manager.
ring, huh? Okay.
And
Oh,
the fourth thing is he wants to hire the best daggum lawyer in town.
the best lawyer in town.
That may not be saying much.
It might not at this point in time. Okay, you guys always got to throw me
Might I
for a loop, but I
introduce
love
you
it.
to Doc Fong, Esquire.
Because Timmons is going to need a lawyer. Trust me.
Okay, so you're going to hire a lawyer. It's kind of, they might be in tough supply in a place that doesn't really have any law established yet. What would a
Well,
lawyer
even if he
do?
has to send off for one.
He's going to send
Hey,
off for a lawyer.
Yeah, he's got contacts in the banking industry. They may have a lawyer.
Hey, Marb, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Brad and I were noticing that some of the pins on this map are dead. I've only found one that actually has some link to it, and that's the Lafayette's boarding house.
I feel like this is a preemptive strike on Timmons' part with the lawyer.
Hey, he needs liability, right?
Try that.
Yeah, I can see him highlighting now. Yep.
Okay, yeah, those are working.
What did the links get broken or something? How'd that happen?
Yeah.
I don't see any now. Oh, there they are.
I never shared green links with the players. I'm like,
Well, it's a good way to say, okay, this location is here, and you just give them a blank story window, or you can even put a little bit of info in it, and then just
yeah, they
throw it
don't
on.
care. Most players don't care.
Okay,
I-
HG.
Sorry to interrupt, but
That's all right. HG's kind of giving to me his plans. He's mumbling to himself over there. You guys don't really understand what he's saying, and that's all right. It sounds to me like Tim is going to go take care of some mayoral business. He's going to go look for some property. HG is setting up a distillery someplace, so he's probably looking for property. You guys would know there is no bank here. If you remember, the closest thing to a bank is the Rockies office, which is, where the hell is the Rockies office? It's right here, Greater Maze Rock Miners Association. Right there, the Rockies. That's the closest thing to a bank, and typically they exchange gold and other currency for, of your choice, for Ghost Rock or gold and silver. But oh, and there's the hotel way down here that you guys have rooms at too, Perdition Cliff Watch. So Timmons is off doing that. What I've got so far from Dr. Schultz is Dr. Schultz is going to go help Eddie Griff get some clothes, get him outfitted in some clothes. Timmons is getting some guns for him and kind of trying to get him back on his feet that way. Yeah, he's already set off to go get this guy tailored up. Probably down here at Hellstrom Industries, Dry Goods and Sundries. And if you have no interest in anything like that, you can always accompany one of the other players and help them do whatever it is that they're doing.
apparently, Doc Fong and Jeb are going to head to the marshal's office and see if there's anything going on there. If not, and probably patrolling.
And stopping by the blacksmith and asking him some questions.
Batman and Robin patrolling this.
I say I'll help patrol with Jeb when I'm not otherwise busy getting things
Oh
moved.
boy!
Get myself set up as a, make sure I'm really viewed as a bit of law in the town.
Just keep in mind, HG, you're just a deputy.
Yeah, but I want them all to know that I'm a trusted deputy.
Marshall,
We'll make
you're
sure to
responsible
not
for
lose
this.
your magic.
Handout, trying to help the town out.
As long as you don't go burning down any buildings.
Try not to lose your magic.
We both know that circumstances and our luck prevent me from making that promise.
I said try.
I can try.
In other words, don't purposely set a building on fire.
No arson. Fires otherwise are one thing, but no arson.
Timmons, there are two printing presses in town. Well, actually, no, there's just one printing press. It's the Perdition Harbinger newspaper. Because Lacey goes down to the telegraph office and sends his stuff to Tombstone every day, and then the papers are trucked in here once a week on Saturday night and distributed on Sunday. So there is a printing press owned by the Perdition Harbinger right there. Could print up your handbills. Vote Timmons Thimmons for Perdition Mayor.
Wow, Timmons. The front page for the next 8 days. Don't forget to kiss them.
We ain't that big of a newspaper.
Okay, so I think I'm going to start here with
I think newspapers back in that day were like maybe one sheet.
Right, front,
pretty
front
much.
and back. And
Yeah.
it also had the phone book in it.
I'm sure it also folded too.
Tap 3 times to reach the telegraph. Tee, 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 tee. It's a phone book.
So, Dr. Schultz, you make it your way down to Hellstrom Industries Limited Dry Goods and Sundries, and you take Eddie Griff in there with you. And the people in here, they all kind of stop and look when this guy in these holy dirty ass long underwear comes walking in with this pretty well tailored gentleman. And you see the clerk kind of comes up to you and says, "Yes, sir. How can I help you?" And he keeps kind of giving this inquisitive look at Eddie Griff here, like, what the fuck is this guy doing in here?
My good sir, we have come here today, my friend and I here, looking for the right, how can I put this? The right um, attire for this gentleman with me. I believe you could probably help us out with this. Show the man the best you have.
When you say this, Eddie Griff kind of looks at you for a second. He looks at this guy and he goes, "Well, yeah, you heard him. The best you got." And he walks over and he starts looking at these jackets and these coats, and you see him taking this one out and this one out. And there's quite a little selection of clothing here. And before long, Eddie Griff has selected some clothes that they're going to have to probably be tucked and tailored a little bit. But he seems not to mind too much, and he ends up with this bright red sports jacket that he's wearing. He's got just some denim jeans, pair of boots, pair of socks, some new underwear. He's got a white button-up shirt, and it's got some frills around the collar up here. And once he gets kind of dressed up in this, now he's had a bath this morning, I guess, at the hotel with you guys, or wherever you was giving him a bath earlier, or something. You wasn't giving him a bath, but you know what I'm saying.
Correct.
Right. And so,
Dr. Schultz is indeed heterosexual.
so he cleans
He's
up.
not a paladin.
He's not a paladin of Kalitsi.
No, he's not a paladin.
But you get him cleaned up pretty good, and his beard, just the clothing alone makes his. Of course, he's kind of got long, wavy hair anyway, and a thick, luscious beard, and he actually looks pretty respectable once you get him cleaned. And I don't know what that would cost. Are you buying him guns, or you just gonna get some that Timmons has from the shit that he's got a whole wagon full of shit.
He just gets out of the wagon, yeah.
The wagon's not here. There's a few on the tug, though.
That's right. Wagons are in Shanfei.
Well, he should be able to, buy a decent pistol at a good price.
Well, whatever the Deadlands prices are in there.
That's fine. We'll get a pistol. We'll get a shotgun or something for him as well.
There you go. So you get him all decorated up, armed. You can see him inspecting himself in the mirror, and you can tell this guy's, he doesn't look like the beat down, formerly incarcerated might look. He definitely has an air about him of confidence in the way he carries himself, and he's probably also the type that can't walk past a mirror without looking at it. You know what I mean?
They say clothes make the man. You look like quite a man standing there in front of the mirror. These city folk apparently might take you a little more seriously now. Just saying.
Mister, you've done me a great service, and I truly appreciate this. And you see him, he straps this gun belt around his waist, and puts that new whatever you bought for him in there. You need to let me know though, so I can arm him up.
I'll look at this stuff right now.
Okay. Uh, matter of fact, where the hell is he at? Oh yeah, he's over here. He's over here. And I'll arm him up later. So let's move on to Timmons. I guess the first thing you're going to do is go talk to the guy at the newspaper office.
Yep.
Have some handbills printed.
Timmons is like, I want you to make sure that this face is on every page, front page of every newspaper for the next 8 days until the election.
He looks at
Vote for Timmons Simmons,
for what, sir?
Perdition mayor.
You're running for mayor?
And I show him my
Your
gavel.
gavel.
See?
Here's my gavel and mayor bucket.
This guy just kind of looks at you, and for 20 seconds he doesn't say anything. He's just looking at you, and he's looking at the gavel, and he stops and he goes, "Well, I'm afraid that's out of the question."
Why?
Well, you see, I have formally thrown my support behind Sheck. And I'm looking for the information I need here.
Well,
Behind
how
Sheck
much
Kurt
do you normally?
and his
How
boy.
much do you normally? How much do you normally get for running the newspaper front page ad? I'll double it.
I still don't think I can do that, sir. I appreciate it. I'd do anything else, but I just can't. We've formally thrown our support behind Kurtz's boy. What's his name? Granville Kurtz.
It sounds like a lot of support.
Yeah, well, I couldn't find it over here, but he said
support that one guy.
He said, "I'm afraid it's just not possible, but I appreciate your interest in the paper, and grab tomorrow's issue."
That's a cold thing
Do
to
you
say.
also do? Do you also do printing? Like not the newspaper.
I do. I can print handbill.
So I need about 200,000 of them made up.
Wait,
Such
200,000?
100,000 going to pay for this entire goddamn town.
And there's what? How many people in here? A couple hundred? Are we in the
Hey,
thousands?
probably about 1,500 people, the residents of the town.
So everyone, you get a lot.
Timmons pulls out a big wad of freaking money. How much is that going to cost?
Well, when you pull out the money, he stops and he kind of looks, and you see his eyes get big, and then he kind of gets this look on his face and he shakes his head and he goes, "Sir," he said, "I'm afraid I can't print that for you. I don't care how much money you got."
So, how much is it to buy a whole business?
The paper, sir's not for sale. I've never
Are
thought
you sure
about
about that?
Well, sir, I don't.
This is a piece of property. Timmons
Yeah,
looks
come on.
around.
There's no need to waste your money taking this place away from them.
It's just a shack, actually, Timmons. It's pretty much just a shack. This is one of the
Shack with a
first
print
buildings.
press.
Yeah, a shack with a print and press. There's a bed in the corner, where he sleeps at.
Buy it. Buy
Bernie
it.
Sanders.
Start your own.
See, no, you
Timmons?
said I can't purposely burn down this building. But
No arson.
what if it's not technically me?
HG, are you with Timmons?
When Timmons turns around and HG's standing behind him.
HG's
What the hell
standing
are
back
you
there.
doing here?
He's just kind of wobbling back and forth.
No, probably not.
This is a
Did you
fucking
smell the
pig
ink or
pen.
something?
Timmons, I have three words for you. Timmons Daily Times.
Exactly.
Start
No,
your own
Perdition.
rival newspaper.
That's what I'm saying. These are your choices, Mister. You can either help me, or I'm going to put you out of business. Those are your two choices.
Business, baby.
What you see, he goes over and he walks over to the front door and he stands there a second, and you can tell that he's looking around, and then you see him close the front door. And he
It's
walks,
like rickety cardboard door.
yeah, rickety all court, yeah, just kind of, and he shuts it, and he walks back over to you, and he keeps looking over his shoulder, and he says, "What would you offer for the paper?" And basically, Timmons, you can tell. Well, I don't know. Never mind. Timmons can't tell shit most of the time. But
Timmons looks over at the printing press. It's like this rusty ass printing press. Is some Chinaman over there making ink blots with it.
Brad,
says,
thank you for the bidding.
That's for the
How much did you pay for that
newspaper.
printing press over there?
That's for the newspaper. He said, "Well, I had that press shipped in here from all the way from Atlanta, Georgia."
I have never been to Atlanta, Georgia. How much do they get for those things in Atlanta? About $100 bucks?
Oh, no, sir, no, sir. That press right there is. I'm gonna have to say that press would be $10,000 anyway.
$10,000. And this shack's worth about $5. Fuck.
Well, sir, you're the one that offered to buy it.
Yeah, but you ain't
No,
giving
thank
me
you for
a
the bidding.
price. $10,000 for the printing press and hmm. You know what?
5,000
I
for the
think I
property. 15,000 for the whole thing, sir. And if you meet me at sundown, I'll make the deal. But don't say a word to anybody until then. Please, I beg of you.
Where's this place at? Is it on the map?
Yep. Right there.
So it's right behind the schoolhouse.
Yep, right behind the schoolhouse and right next door to the Kurtz home. Big mansion.
That's fucking priceless. Shack's worth $5.
Unfortunately, I don't carry $15,000 on me. And since this town ain't got no bank, how are we gonna do this deal? Obviously, I need the printing press for the election, so we ain't got no time.
Well, sir, I don't know what to tell you. You could try to wire your bank from the telegraph office, but I
Well, that's still a
certainly
couple days to get $15,000 cash sent out here.
I certainly wouldn't. It wouldn't go well for either one of us if someone found out I was selling the papers. I'd keep that to yourself.
Well, let me see what I can do then. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
I understand the predicament you put yourself in.
I put myself in.
Well, yeah, you up and chose the wrong side.
Well, when you say chose, he goes.
The
He kind of
losing.
goes. He starts to tell you something, and then he goes, "Yeah, I don't think you'd understand." Anyway,
That's
I've
what
got.
I'm saying. If the incumbent suddenly stops running, then I might not need to buy the printing press. I can just hire you for an exorbitant fee. And I wink and I say, I'll see you around, and I take my gavel and I leave.
And he tells you before you walk out the door. He says, "Sir, I assure you that they would be printing your handbills in my blood if that was to happen. But I appreciate your interest. Now, if you do want to buy it, keep everything on the down low and come see me after dark."
I indeed will see about inquiring about getting some funds here, but we're not promising anything yet because we only got 8 days till the election.
So then you head out the front door, and he kind of walks over behind you, opens the door for you. Of course, he had the door open anyway, letting the breeze come through. And
And
you
I stop at the front door and I look back and I said, I'll make sure that somebody takes care of that rat problem you got. I say it kind of
and he said,
loud.
"Oh, what rep? Oh, yes. I appreciate that." And you see him. He's looking around town like this. Just have a good day, sir. Thank you. And he walks back inside. You see him wiping the ink back off his hands, and he goes back over and starts typesetting.
Simmons realizes that it's only about noon and about 6-7 hours ago he was crawling through a sewer.
Yeah,
We all had
he's
baths.
gonna-
Got back.
yeah, I thought you guys all took
Did-
baths.
We also went swimming a little bit.
Simmons, I think I forgot. He's gonna go get a bath. And Ponder, yeah, he wants to check on seeing about getting some money sent down here, but he's gonna talk to his friends first.
All right, so
How much was the offer?
15 grand.
Wow, that's a lot of money, especially for the time.
so HG, you decided you're gonna start looking for a place where you can set up a distillery.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just build the compound from base outside of town a little bit.
Yes, far away would be good.
Out of blast range.
Buy
Yeah.
some help, and then use my
Over here in
burrow
these
power
bushes.
to dig into the ground. Yeah, I was thinking right down Front Street there along the railroad, just over into the forest area there.
So back out here,
Put
kind
down
of behind the
lumber, build a
cemetery.
wall. Yeah, like a little farther down, maybe even have Front Street continued, once I get people working.
Well, actually, you do notice it there. It's not on the map, doesn't come out on the map on here, but there is a trail that runs off that direction, into the woods. And you see people use it every now and then, it's miners. There also seems to be a trail that runs out of town from this group of hovels across the road where you guys haven't really been yet. You can see people moving down a trail that way too, across this big open field.
Yeah, I'll check out the trail. Find an area over there that's easily securable, and then just kind of claim it for myself.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see. Sawmill. There's a sawmill. Not here in town, but they can get lumber in here. There is a lumber yard, big barns full of lumber up here on. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, voice meter freaked out.
Damn it, Brad. What if I told you about breaking things?
Wow!
You said to push the red button.
I did.
Oh, I pushed the red button.
Don't do that. Don't push the button.
Don't push the red button. So you're heading out there to kind of find a spot. You fuckers.
It's like push.
That was like super anticlimactic sounding.
Yeah, there's like a lumber yard there, and there's another one over here. And the one here is probably owned by the railroad. But you can get lumber and things to build, obviously. Now, finding carpenters to build something for you, you probably have to do it yourself if you want it done anytime quick.
Yeah, I'll probably use my own engineering skill to create most of what I want. I'll use my summon ally for most of my muscle. Because I don't
Alright.
have to make it a mirror of myself. I can make it what they call a bodyguard, which has like higher just physical stats.
All right, so
Kind of a little brute robot.
the other thing, you would probably need to, visit a hardware store and buy your, your distilling stuff, because you left all that with the wagons in Shanfan.
Yeah, and then while I'm out patrolling, as I deputy. I'll look for tough, mean individuals I can start recruiting to work for me.
Oh God.
Get them started building the compound, and then the distillery and whatnot. Get some bodyguards for it just to make sure.
He's
So,
a dirty cut.
so this spindly old drunk man is looking for some. Hey, you want to come work for me?
You're a tough, strapping young man. Doesn't sound creepy at all.
Okay, HG. Well, I'm gonna have to think about that one. So let me come back around this. All right, Brad. Let's see. We might get an Engorgio here along shortly, anyway. But right now, we'll just say that he went gambling at the saloon. He come back, got cleaned up, and then went gambling at the saloon. Doc Fong, what are you doing? Are you just staying with the marshal, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jeb, check out Marshall things, and we're gonna stop by the blacksmith while we patrol. So
Okay.
I want to ask him some questions.
All right, so Marshall, you head back after you get cleaned up at the hotel and whatnot. You head back to your marshal's office in the jail, town jail, and give me a D20, Benno. Okay. Things have been surprisingly quiet
So
around
reports
Perdition.
of shenanigans.
Do what?
No
We're
reports of shenanigans.
No
You're looking for a
reports
boy
yet.
wonder.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job.
Talking about boy wonder there, rolling that notice roll.
I said I'm watching out for crime.
Boy wonder. um. Okay,
Fuck
so
me, Ronnie.
you get well.
That's not part of my job.
I don't know if I've ever
No,
seen that.
sorry. I hit something in Fantasy Grounds and it did something weird. Now my desktop is a little messed up.
Oh shit! Fix that, man.
You pushed the red button, didn't you?
You don't forget,
But you know
guys.
what that
I run the Windows Saver X. All you got to do is get your desktop arranged the way you want it, and type /WSX save and give it a name. And you can have different layouts. You can have a combat layout. You can have a RP roleplay layout. I wish everybody ran the Windows Saver X thing.
Huh?
What's the command?
/WSX Window Saver X. It's a extension that everybody ought to have on their table. I finished this session tonight. I can type /WSX save 1, and when I come back here in a couple days and look at this, I'll say WSX load 1, and it'll put everything that I had right back up on the table.
But it wasn't just the Windows that was off. It's screwed up my chat window as well.
Do you know why that happened, Jeb Hexman?
Tell us all.
Somehow I
will tell you.
I maximized, but I didn't. I don't think I hit the button.
I will tell you why that happened, Jeb Hexman. Because law don't go around here, law dog.
Yeah, law don't go around here, law dog. Shut up, Ike.
Don't worry, his time is coming.
All right, so Jeb, you and Doc Fong, one of the few Chinamen in town that even speaks English, you head back to the marshal's office just to kind of check in, see. And there's a note from Lacey O'Malley says, if you're around your office later, I'd like to visit with you on the election. And it's just kind of tucked in the doorway right here.
All right.
So
I don't think he will hear if you reply to him. This was a very awkward note. It could have been much more effective if he said this in person.
Yeah, I agree.
well, if you hang out here it doesn't take long, about an hour or so. You hear some, footsteps on the wooden boardwalk outside. Door opens up. Ah, Marshall, Glad to see you here. It's Lacey. He walks through the door. He said you got my note, I take it.
Yeah, decided to hang around a bit.
Good, good, good. I just, listen, I wanted to go over this with you just to kind of let you. I realize that you may feel like you were pressured into taking this job, and I can understand that, he says. I really can, but, uh, you know, what's going on around town, you should, especially with the election, just be aware of certain things. And he says, right now we got two candidates for mayor, the election being a week from tomorrow. And
Okay, who are they?
he says, well, there's
Who are these candidates?
Luke Watson. And, first candidate's Luke Joker Watson. He's owner of Perdition's tiny little telegraph office right down the street over there. And he's well known to everyone in town, considered the people's candidate. And he's always quick with a joke, hence the nickname. And he's a homespun, kind of no-nonsense kind of fella. Needless to say, the epitaph endorses his campaign.
All right.
He says now, yeah, go ahead.
Just from the description of them, I kind of like them.
There's not too many people
like to hear
who
these jokes.
not too many people who don't, which is in complete contrast to our second candidate, Mashik Kurtz. He took a vested interest in the election by putting up his son Granville as a candidate. Most folks in town think he's his father's puppet, which he is, and I suspect Sheck will use whatever is in his power to influence the election. In fact, I suspect he's bribed the owner of the other newspaper, the Perdition Harbinger, since his paper seemed fairly neutral until last week's issue, where he completely and wholeheartedly endorsed Granville Kurtz. In addition, another fellow I know, Ed Smith, once spoke loud and proud of Luke Watson. Then suddenly he refused to discuss the election with anyone for any reason. Now he doesn't even leave his home except to go to work at the collection station. So I'll post that he tells you. So just be aware. There's some, wow. Dr. Schultz has a way of, wow.
Right.
Let me pause that in just the right position right there.
Don't get me started sending PMs here.
Anyway, so he says, just keep your nose to the wind for things going on. So there's going to be stump speeches going on all week around here. He said, and the factions are kind of lining up. You got the big wheels from the Rockies backing Kurtz, and half the town seems recently to have flipped, and where everybody was all cheering on what the hell's his name? Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, Joker. He says now they kind of all seem to be backing Kurtz. So Kurtz. Yeah, Kurtz.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that Kurtz is aggressively campaigning, if you get my drift.
Marshall, I think we understand each other very well, and I wish you a pleasant day. Doc Fall, good to see you again. He tips his little fedora to you and out the door.
Suspicious. I wonder what this Kurtz fellow is doing.
Well, I think we should make a point to meet both of them. What do you say, Doc?
That seems like a good idea. And perhaps my friend knows a thing or two as to how they're influencing the voters.
Indeed. And I think this might be something that we need to get the interim mayor, Timmons, involved in.
Yes. Also, I heard he is running for re-election.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I did see him walking around with his gavel earlier.
He's been walking around with it since he got it.
he did put it away for a while when we went into the sewers.
That's only because he didn't want it to get dirty.
That's a good point. Is it true that he sleeps with it?
Yes, I've seen him hiding it under the covers.
I've actually jerked off on my gavel. Goodbye.
I think the sheriff's a peeping Tom.
No, this was I saw this when we were on the tug, when we were all sleeping in the same room, sort of thing.
Okay, all right. Just saying. Sheriff's making them night rounds, making night moves.
Oh, I'll give you some night moves, J. Rob.
HG, you start walking your way out of town here down this trail, and you pass a few other folks coming along. And then you hear, unmistakably, the sound of numerous horses coming towards you through the wood. Is he here? HG?
So I'm ready myself to dodge, but I'll just keep kind of stumbling forward.
You stumble along, stumble forward, and pretty soon you see, looks like there's about 12 or 13 riders moving toward you. And three of them are dressed quite fancily, definitely military uniform. Bright reds and blues, and you see one of them's got like medals and shit hanging off of his. He's got some scrambled eggs up on his shoulders and some medals hanging off his chest. And then you see a bunch of guys wearing some. Let's see. As old as you are, you might give me a survival or common knowledge roll. Yeah, not a problem. Bunch of bunch of soldiers behind them. They're all wearing sombreros.
They appear to be blocking my path. They're actively interested in me.
Now you step off to the side of the trail, and these guys just kind of ride on through, and they stop and they look at you, and the one leading with all the medals on, you see him. He just doesn't hardly pay you any notice whatsoever, and none of them seem to any more than just look at you. Is the only acknowledgement you get, and they ride right past you towards Perdition.
Just based on their the horses and the amount of supplies they're carrying, does it look like they came from far or nearby? Like they have rolls and packs and stuff.
Nope, no packs, nothing like that.
All right, I'll continue on down the trail. Keep looking for a place. If I come across anywhere where they might have come from, take note of it. But...
All right, so how far are you willing to travel out this direction?
Not very far. I want to be down Front Street, fairly close to the rail line.
Okay.
And then off into the woods a little bit.
All right, so you want to be just kind of right outside of town. Okay, very good. So you don't know where they came from. Somewhere obviously further on down this trail. But there's all kinds of spots out here. I mean, you could just, if you're wanting to just squat or claim, throw a claim down on a piece of ground or something, you might want to see how you go about doing that. But any place out here looks like it'd work for you, and you could, there's plenty of room pretty close to town. So somewhere close to the rail line where you can probably get loads of corn coming in.
Yeah, I'll just pick a spot and start kind of setting up where I'm going to build things.
So you start
You said
staking
there's
some.
miners. Is there a large mine outside of town?
There's mines all through the hills around here. I mean, that's every place you turn around, you're running into miners and people who stake claims. Most of them just dirt poor. Looks like they can't scratch a living out of the soil for nothing.
Gotcha. It's all small time. It's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
There's no
You can
big
tell
mining
this.
operation.
Now this trail isn't. It would be. Uh-oh.
I got it.
I don't know. I'm looking to see what could have triggered it, but I don't know.
Marsh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Marshall does it now.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, you start driving some markers in the ground and stuff, and kind of.
Knocking down trees and.
Oh, you're taking trees down already.
Let's see. I'll start working on it as time goes on. I mean, I got my little robot guy I can assign tasks to for a certain amount of time in the day.
All right, so we'll say you're out here
Mhm.
cutting poles and measuring off, how you're going to build this thing. You spend the day out. Dr. King, Schultz.
Yes.
You get this guy all dressed up. And he walks over and he goes, "Mister, I really do owe you one. There anything Eddie Griff can ever do for you? I'll be around town for a while. I kind of like this place, and ain't no way in hell I'm going back down into Los Angeles. Bunch of crazy fucking religious freaks down there."
I see your point. I try to keep a healthy distance away from the enlightened folks, so to speak. But yes, hopefully I'll see you around town.
I'll get you back one of these days, mister. Well, and you see him, he tips his brand new hat to you. You have a fantastic day. And with the great load of confidence, he just goes walking off down the street. You see him kind of head back up down towards Main Street down. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Like, this town doesn't have a dentist right now.
Dr. King Schultz would like to take a look at Red's Saloon.
Really? All right.
Yes.
Okay, so you head down to Red's Saloon. It is, let's pass a little time. You guys have been around town a couple hours. About 3 hours, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's still pretty quiet in here. You see a couple people playing cards, another couple, drinking warm beer over here at the bar. But the whiskey drinking ain't commenced yet for the evening.
Dr. Schultz will belly up to the bar, have a seat there at the bar.
What can I do for you?
I am a bit parched. I'm in need of libation, perhaps whiskey, if you will.
Oh, you want the good stuff?
Of course, gentlemen, of course.
He takes a shot glass out. You see him reach up on the top shelf and get this bottle. Yeah, all you can see is the words Tennessee on the front of it. Pulls cork out of the top of it, and he pours you a shot. It'll be $1.
Schultz lays $1 down on the table, on the bar. Very much obliged. I am. You have a very nice place here. But it looks a little slow. What's going on, my friend?
Well, everybody's still working. Except these sobs, and he kind of points back in the corner. Give me a notice roll. Yeah, you look back in the corner. One of them is Albert. He's sitting back here playing cards.
Is he playing cards with Clyde?
No, you don't see that fucking monkey. Matter of fact, it looks like, yeah, the monkey shit's been cleaned up. Wasn't this where the monkey first appeared?
Yep.
Thought maybe he wanted to go back for a drink.
This is where Clyde made his debut.
I see you have a faro table over there. How's your
I do.
faro game?
Oh, it's honest as the day is long. Which could mean anything considering the day is over half gone.
Good points, my friend. Good points. I have never played faro, to be honest with you. I've heard it's quite a game of chance. I might be willing at some point to lose a couple dollars to you, so to speak.
So, well, tables typically open. Now, you could play poker just about any time of the day, and here there's usually always somebody dealing a deck around here. But my faro table opens at 5. You're more than
Very
welcome
well.
to come back when the dealer gets here.
And that I shall, my friend. That I shall.
Another one?
How many people are in this bar right now?
Besides Albert sitting back there, there's
Yeah.
2 people he's playing cards with, and you can hear somebody in the back working, like, maybe they're making food or something. And you can see a couple of soiled doves looking over the balcony down at you.
Ooh, doves. I tell you what, my new friend, I will buy a round for everyone here.
Of this whiskey.
And as you say that, somehow HG materializes.
That is correct, my friend. Even that soiled son of a bitch back there in the corner. And he points toward Albert.
Let's just see. He doesn't seem to even hear you. Matter of fact, his head's kind of tilting, like he might be falling asleep back there.
And don't forget, my friend, make sure you yourself get a shot as well.
Well, I'll help myself. Gentlemen, drinks on the gentleman. And you see him get shot glasses out, and he fills them up. And you see this little Chinese lady comes out of the back. And she walks out. And he says, see to these drinks. See these gentlemen get their drinks. And she kind of bows to him, and she takes the tray and goes back and starts sitting. I would say it was the Gimp, but that's...
The Gimp is sleeping.
I meant the Gimp from Deadwood.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, like we ain't already stepping all over their toes.
Why did they also have monkey?
No, I don't think so.
Let's see who's stealing. And monkey shows up.
Then this is an original idea and has absolutely nothing to do with Deadwood, even though it may or may not have originally been inspired by.
That's right. That's right. These are not those characters. Yeah. So, HG's been gone all day. Timmons, you stopped by your office. And there is a letter, let's see, expecting, where is... Got to find the information. These are really long story entries, like they should have been broken up into several. Which makes
I
it hard
hate
to...
that when
Yeah.
they're like one story entry is like 82
The whole chapter.
paragraphs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a few rooms in Dungeon of the Mad Mage that it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Both candidates. Luke Watson. Janet Kirch. Through politics. By the people, for the people. Election day. Son of a bitch.
The info's there somewhere.
Well, I'm trying to see what day of the week it is. Hattie Wagner, the civil liaison, that actually handed you your employment packages for the mayor and the marshal,
Yeah, no,
that was down here in this building.
yep.
Yeah, she. As a matter of fact, I've got a story entry for that. I think. There we go. Civil liaison's office. That you are to meet down there once a week to discuss to overrule or to what the fuck? I can't. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Has to attend weekly meetings with Ghost Rock Shipping Company reps at the Civil Liaison's office. Hattie Wagner expects everyone to be punctual. So,
Well, hopefully it's not today because she didn't tell me, and it's her fault.
That's the most Timmons-ish things Timmons can say.
It's not Monday. It's not Monday, is it?
It's not my fault you didn't tell me.
Maybe if it was on Tuesday, it'd be easy to remember because it'd be right before the tacos.
Taco Tuesday and
Wet
Civil
Fault Wednesday.
Office. I can remember that. I put a stand out in the front. I won't be late then.
I've been dying to ask this, Marvel. We're about to be fucking invaded by Pancho Villa.
what?
I've been looking at these Mexican troops for the past 20 minutes. Are we about to be invaded by Pancho Villa?
You don't know anything. You've got no idea. You're enjoying a really good bourbon at
Was
Red
he
Saloon.
later than this? Or am I confusing my Mexican leaders?
Pancho Villa.
Timmons is kind of excited because they make good tacos in Mexico.
When I was growing up, Pancho Villa made an excellent taco dinner kit that you could find at the Save-A-Lot grocery stores.
All right, so right now, Pancho Villa would be 1 year old.
Yes, he'd be 1 year old.
So
I mean,
if he's invading,
there's a
it should be easy.
Taco Viva. There's a place
Just-
called Taco Viva.
We'll just need to kick him or something, I guess. It
Yeah,
should
you
be
could-
easy
Maybe
for
it's his
him.
dad.
You could head to La Coyotada, Mexico, and do a little Egyptian pharaoh on his 1 year old ass and take him out.
Viva la Taco.
And let's see. You know what? We're gonna take a quick 10-minute break right there because my bladder can't hold anymore. That good with you guys?
Sir?
Yep.
Awesome. 10-minute break. We'll be right back.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I
And
use the beard as my mask.
is that what that does? Traps all that COVID spit coming out?
Pretty much. I'm updating, so it's going to take me a second to get in.
That's fine. I will get your cam set up here because you should be right. Let me turn you on. Let me turn you on, buddy. Except it's not picking you.
You still
I
have
have
the
have the picture on.
What are you using my picture?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's what's going on. There we go.
Oh shit! I see it, you asshole.
Well, you told me to use that.
It's true.
It was a joke.
I couldn't pass that up. Let's see. What have I got going here? Must have the edge of it cropped off. Let's see. Filters. Yeah. Well, there we go. Coolness. Well, good. Hell, the gang's all here again. I parked Albert at Red Saloon, drunk, almost passed out, and playing cards with a couple people back at the table.
Sounds about right.
and probably a few dollars lighter.
Oh no! I don't lose money.
No, the weight is compensated with the monkey.
Oh, is the monkey there?
No,
No?
Not yet.
Okay.
yet being the operative word.
The monkey needs to be a surprise or it just doesn't work.
You need to add a custom adventure card that summons the monkey.
Or something in the chat.
Or pick some sort of broad random trigger.
I made a chat reward.
Did you?
Yep.
Thank you, because you know I will use it.
It's only one per session, but it's okay. That's exactly it too.
I can't stop it. There it goes. I can't stop it. I just
That
can't help
didn't sound
myself.
ominous at all.
Yeah, so
The music is the funniest part.
yeah. So Gorgio, what's happened is you guys have drugged these prisoners back with you up to Perdition. The dude with no hands just kind of walked off in these old holy dirty brown long underwear, no shirt, both hands cut off, nothing. And now Dr. Schultz offered to buy him and this Eddie Griff character some clothes and stuff, and the dude with no hands goes, I've got a contact here in town. Thank you anyway. I appreciate it. And down the road he goes. Eddie Griff took Dr. Schultz up on it, and they went down to Hellstrom's dry goods and sundries and got him all spiffed up and decked out. He's got this fine, bright red, like gentleman's jacket that he's wearing, and he's got even bought him a holster and a handgun on his side. I don't know what he bought him yet. He hadn't told me. And Albert just got cleaned up, got all the shit washed off of him from crawling through the sewers at the prison, and heads off to Red Saloon to play cards and drink.
You sure that's Red Saloon?
Hmm?
Yeah, that's where he. That's where
No.
we.
No, he's at the Fallen Angel Saloon. At least
Oh, he
according to
didn't move his token. He didn't move his token. There.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that was
in
from
there.
last session. He's up here. I didn't move his token. He's back here in the corner playing cards. Matter of fact, in Gorgio, let's take a look at. Oh, my goodness, in Gorgio. Do you have a? What would you use for gambling rather than just playing out a hand of cards? What would you use for gambling?
Well, there's
Gambling
actually
skill.
yeah,
There
there's
is a
actually
gambler's skill in there. That's what I thought.
I don't have it.
So that's an unskilled roll. Let's see. What's the probability there's a real gambler sitting here with you? Oh. Uh, I'm gonna say, yeah, 20% chance.
You could
One of
use
these two dudes.
persuasion to bluff, convince them you're accurate, or maybe performance.
Yeah, performance or persuasion or something like that. I can
You're
persuade
bluffing.
them. Yes.
Or
No.
intimidate them to fold.
Neither one of these townsfolk are professional gamblers, so they are unskilled as well. But let's just see
Of
how
course,
you've
that's what the
done.
card shark would say too.
Yeah. So just roll me that unskilled check, and let's
they're-
add to it your persuasion for a bluff, huh? Okay,
They're
I'll
both
let you
like,
do
You do
that.
performance
and twos
too.
and one-eyed jacks are wild.
Yeah. So roll me an unskilled check for your gambling, and then you can roll me a persuasion to see how well you hold your poker face. Oh shit.
Ooh, okay.
This should be good.
There's a round.
I got it.
Wait a second. He's very attractive.
Yes, I
Alright.
am.
I don't
It's
see it.
stash, isn't it?
It's the porn stash.
I don't see it.
And you rolled a 1 as a trait roll, and you got a 18. Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a bluff?
Wild dice.
Total bluff.
So let's see. What do they
Ace is
got?
wild, boys.
Man, they don't even
What
have
a
this.
smarts roll to make sure he knows the rules of gambling or the rules of poker to gamble with.
Well, we're just going to do it this way. A townsfolk doesn't even have an unskilled skill on it, and I'd have to make a copy. All that shit. So I'm going to do this. Open up townsfolk and okay. And Gorgio's was. See, Albert rolled. Okay. One more time. There's 3 of them sitting here. Okay. And
Looking good.
so yeah, you're looking pretty good, man. You've been sitting here for a couple hours. I think about 11 o'clock you guys got back to town. It's now 3, so you took maybe an hour to take a bath and clean the shit off of you, or maybe you didn't. I don't. That's probably why they're no. These guys.
Oh, yeah.
These
No,
guys,
no,
yeah.
There'd be a bath.
You can play, but we're going to hold your cards for you until you wash your hands.
So far you're doing good, but basically what's going on here, Sam Hellman was in pretty bad shape, and when Doc Fong and you guys were trying to work on his ankles and give him some acupuncture and heal him up, you reset his ankles, and in the process of breaking his bones, he passed out, and he's kind of went into a bit of a coma. Local doctors seeing to him. Lacey O'Malley's got him in a room. They say, it's just watch the clock. Hopefully everything will be all right. But in the meantime, Lacey really needs to talk to this guy and find out what the hell's going on, because he knows something tragically important. And so it kind of gives you guys about a week here, because they've got to manage the town. One of them has become the marshal and won the marshal, and the elections are a week from tomorrow. So it gives you the ability to, if you're looking for a place to establish yourself, you could do it here over the next week. There's properties for sale. There's different opportunities to get involved in. And as a matter of fact, you could even take this time to hop on a train, ride north to catch the Iron Dragon Railroad about, a day and a half, go back to Shanfan and come back. You don't even have to stay here in Perdition if you don't want to. But right now, at least Jeb and Timmons kind of has to. And so, HG, you got that option too. You didn't? What the hell? Were you not? Oh, you know why? I'll tell you why.
Because you're a noob?
No, HG didn't get chips or cards because I pulled him out of the party sheet last week when he was gone. So that, better chance of jokers for people.
I was just going to blame Hellstrom, but that works too.
HG Willikers, and I should probably remove him from here. He's he's not in there, so. Where did HG go? There he. How many cards you get, HG? Adventure cards.
Should be like 4 now, I believe.
4? Did you take Dark Bargain?
No, you
Destiny's-
get one more for your rank or whatever.
We're at 3 cards unless you have an edge.
He was a veteran of
I
the
did.
Weird West.
Yeah.
When he started, he was like, 4 or 5 level.
3.
3, whatever. And then you need some chips, right?
Yeah.
How many do you get?
Just the 3.
Okay, no edge for that. All right, very good.
I still didn't get adventure cards.
Oh, you didn't get them? Let's see. I probably got to open it up and do it this way. There's 4. Is that good enough?
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I missed that. Cool. All right, so you're doing pretty good gambling for being unskilled. Of course, you're playing a couple of unskilled guys, and it ain't for big bucks.
Well, I am the best gambler in the West.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's Albert. He's like, read them and weep. They're all red.
I get a 3, a 6, and a 9. I win.
Well, shucks, you win again, Albert.
Bang, bang,
Wait.
remedies. Made it home. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Hello, Robin with a Y. Or I. One of the two.
An I. She's Robin with an I.
Whichever is spelled right is what I agree with, and Venice is the opposite.
Yeah, in that case, I'll probably actually just top the train up to Champagne and take care of the business in person.
Okay.
Just got a little more respect.
Well, that and are you going to try to sober up as much as you can to do this?
Hell no.
I did.
He's gonna sober up. That's a good one, Marv.
I did. Let's say if you remember when we were in Champagne last, I was looking into pricing and where I could get all the stuff to make a bunch of stills and whatnot. So I'm gonna go and have the parts made so they can all be shipped down.
Okay, so you're going to go order these parts to be made here. Very good. And let's play this out for a minute. So you go up to the dude's house, and do you send word ahead of yourself, or do you just show up at the gates?
I'll probably send word once I get there in the train station, and then take care of my other business. Give them a chance to.
Okay. Well, I gave you a 50% chance roll that he'd been home, and so he's home. He gets word of you. When you get to the gates, little Chinese guy steps up and asks you what you want. You tell him who you are, and he turns around. You see this great big fucker, big Chinese guy, comes walking out of the gatehouse, and he looks at you, and he looks down at this piece of paper. You see him nod his head, and he mumbles something to the other guy. And so the smaller of the two leads you in to Tam's home, and he sits you in the courtyard. You wait for what seems like must be an hour. You don't know. And the only thing sitting in front of you is some kind of like small rice cakes, and there is some wine in these little tiny cups about this big. And you sit here for about an hour.
I've got a good bit of experience with them, so I mean, I probably know what sake is. I've spent a lot of time with the Chinese. I can actually speak Mandarin and all that.
I thought sake was Japanese.
That's Japanese. Sake is Japanese, but yeah, but it's no. This seems to be a wine that's probably made from some kind of a fruit. You can taste maybe some cherries and definitely some plums in it.
Wasn't there a nursery rhyme about Siamese, Japanese, Chinese, dirty knees? Ooh, we look at
Look at
these.
these.
It just made me think of it. Sorry.
And I'll wait patiently for him.
Well, like I said, about after what seems like must be an hour, the doors open and you see, his house steward or whatever he is comes out, and he says, "Mr. Willikers, Mr. Tam apologized for the long wait. He'll be with you momentarily. There anything I can do for you?"
The wine was pretty good. I could use a little more.
I will see
Not
to
much
it.
kick, but a nice taste.
I will see to it right away. And may I ask the nature of your business with Mr. Tam today?
I look to set up a nice business arrangement. Just offer hospitality.
Oh, it is Chinese holiday. We do not talk, but no, he didn't say that. So he bows to you and he goes back out through the door. You wait for another 15 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by. There is another boy that comes out, Chinese boy, and he's got another bottle of this wine, this fruit wine. Sets it down and scurries off. Finally, after about another half an hour, Tam comes through the door, and you see he's like wiping his hands, washing his hands off with this wet towel, and he hands it to the guy that's walking with him. "Ah, Mr. Willikers, I am sorry it has taken me so long. And no, please, stay seated." And he walks over and he sits down with you, across from you at this little table. "What is it that I can help you with that concerns business?"
Well, I happened across a nice situation recently. I thought maybe we could both profit. As you know, there was a tragic accident in your town here, which may have resulted from a concoction of mine. But we've set up camp down in a small town of Perdition, a place where we can keep track of Grim and the ongoings in Los Angeles. I was looking to set up a distillery to make more liquor and such burnable weaponry. I thought perhaps, if you allowed me to recruit some people loyal to you, just so I had some people to work there that I could trust, and maybe set up business in town. You could help me get the supplies I need from a trusted facilitator. And perhaps we could both make some money and help pay back this debt that I owe the city of yours. Plus, information.
I tell you that in China we have this little toy that you can wind up, and it is a monkey with brass balls, and he claps his cylinders and he goes. And I have to tell you, you are like the monkey with the big brass balls. I like that. He said. And I keep wanting to drift into. I shouldn't have had a session where I've got Spanish and Chinese in the same night. Anyway, so He said, what kind of supplies is it that you speak of?
Right now, I've stopped by some metal workers in town to get things to build distilleries and whatnot. With your manpower and my machinery and invention, I look to establish a nice little encampment around there. And then from there, nice steady supply of opium so we can set up a club and business. I have a friend who handles ladies around the area. I figured that should give us a chance to gather information and set up a client base. You, of course, would get 25% of all profits from that, as well as, me paying for most of the supplies. I just want a steady flow. As well as, I'll, of course, ship out liquor for you that you can sell and some explosive materials you can arm your people with as well. I fear there's a dark road ahead.
Did you perhaps have beans before you came to visit me, Mr. Willikers?
Boy, after eating enough beans in my life, that stink just stays with me.
He says, he basically tells you he's always interested in a profit. But
So, as I've
25%
said,
supplying the opium and the manpower
you would
seems.
supply the manpower. I'm going to pay for the opium and then resell it and pay you out of the profit. I just want someone I can trust on the other side of the line.
Now
You get what
that
I'm saying?
is a very interesting word, trust. Is it not, Mr. Willikers?
Yes, and I believe I've given you some mixed feelings on that matter. But given what my stuff can do you want to be the one not armed with it when things start going down?
So you can supply me with certain weapons. Is that what
Uh,
I am to believe?
Explosives and the like that can be used for mining and other means. A little more powerful and stable than your normal dynamite. As well, of course, as, drinking liquor that you can sell here and then pay me back for the profit on that.
Well, things are very expensive here in your California, my California.
Then we should be able to make quite a profit selling it, since I can produce it for near nothing.
Okay, you have persuasion?
Oh, yes, but I am horrible at it. Luckily, there isn't a charisma stat anymore. Then again,
He says, I can kind of see your vision, Mr. Willikers, but at 25%, I'm thinking this is more of a 60-40 split, and you should be happy with 40%.
60 for it. I'll be on the ground doing all the work. How about we call it 50-50 for the first 6 months till, we've established that trust. Then 75-25 as the operation will run itself and you'll just sit back and collect money from it.
Give me a persuasion roll. You want to Benny that?
Could I cast
Yeah.
guidance?
Can you guess, Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, this time we're gonna roll against his spirit and see how he feels about this in his soul, within his. Oh,
He feel good.
I don't want to have to like kiss puppet on it.
Kiss
ah,
the ring.
you know, as many can tell you, Mr. Willikers, I seldom leave my home here. I am going to send someone to your Perdition to see for himself. Where
Of
shall he
course.
look for you?
Follows the
Uh,
smoke.
yeah. I'm beginning work on a place just outside of town. If you were to come to the telegraph office near there, I should be able to find you. You should be able to spot me from there as well.
I do have interest to be more established in the south of California.
It is a
Perhaps
good time to keep an eye on Los Angeles.
I thank you for coming to see me, Mr. Willikers, and I bid you a very good day. And he kind of just nods his head very ever so slightly. And I trust you to find your way out. And he turns around and he walks off. But he emphasized the word trust.
And on my way out in Mandarin, I was like, may good fortune find us both.
You say that, man?
And I'll send the rest of my one. Yeah.
All right. He stops and he turns around. He smiles at you. And in Mandarin, he says, I trust your day is as well as mine. There are great things ahead for me today. And then he walks back into his home with paper walls and whatnot.
Yep, I had about my way.
Do you leave immediately? Walk right out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stop and admire the people if they're, doing their cause and whatnot in the yard. But
Oh, always. Every time you come here, there's 40 or 50 people running through katas in the yard. Okay. So basically, you can take care of what you need to here in Shanfan and head back and expect to see somebody from.
yeah, I'll arrange for my other supplies to get sent over as well as ordering the stuff I need.
Okay. All right, Albert. What are you doing? You can
Yes.
continue to play cards. You can do something else in the town. Um, you don't have to have an interest in having an interest in the town. If you don't, you can choose to help one of the other players with some of the things that they're doing.
Um, yeah, Albert would look around and realize that all of his compatriots are gone, and he's feeling pretty ballsy. I think he's gonna go looking. What was it? I think it's not Jeb. Is it Jeb or HG who's hallowed? I can't remember.
Jeb.
Yeah,
Jeb.
he's gonna go search out Jeb and see if he wants to try and drink and see what they're up to.
Well, you'd probably find him at the marshal's office.
Is a
Drinking.
is Doc Fong with him?
He is. Boy wonder.
Yeah, Albert would just go over there, saunter on down like he owns the place, and walk in and see what they're up to.
Wait. Does that make Alfred?
Worth it. Have you seen Alfred kick the shit out of Superman? I mean, come on.
I can't say I have.
Well, if we're going by age, it might be HG.
All right, so Albert, you step up onto the boardwalk in front of the marshal's office, and as you start to walk the next, 10 feet to the front door, you suddenly hear the loud clopping of many horses' feet, numerous horses' feet, and the distinct jangle of harness. And coming from around the corner on Telegraph Road to the south, turning west onto Main Street, is a military procession of about, let's see here, let me do this.
I
Do we
know.
hear
So-
this from inside?
If we do, I would imagine we'd probably go outside, check it out.
Santa Ana is coming.
Santa Ana.
And let's see if I can grab all these guys at one time. Let me unlock this map. Drop that down there. Where is
Is
my...
he the guy with the leg?
What?
With the missing leg?
that I posted in Discord a couple weeks ago? Santa Ana? Yeah, that was his leg that was taken in battle when he had to flee suddenly. And rounding the corner, we'll say this is the marshal's office, and this map isn't really, the same as like the end of the street there, Perdition, but close.
Would Albert have seen them before they saw him?
You would have heard him coming, but there's several people on the street out here, man. It's like, well, let's see. HG went to Shanfan, so we're going to say another couple of days have passed. We're going to set the date is July 2nd. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, Albert definitely would have probably hidden away because how's a nice way to say it? He does not like Mexican people.
Just like Mexicans would be late for Taco Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
No,
It
it's
is-
not.
oh,
It's Wednesday. Oh, they're late for Taco Tuesday. Yes, but it's
What do you think might happen today, Sheriff?
it's
Another
guacamole
slow,
sauce
uneventful
Wednesday.
day?
I don't know, Doc Fung.
Well, you're right
Taco
there at
Bowl.
you're right there at the front
we-
door of the marshal's office, Albert. As you hear I mean, if you're going to hide, or try to get off the street, I'd say walking into the marshal's office would be the thing to do.
I'll definitely do.
You
I have
open
a question.
you open the front door, and Jeb and Doc Fong, give me notice rolls, please. Guacamole sauce Wednesday, yes. Jeb, you
So like
can...
I was telling you,
Yeah, Doc is like, hello, Albert. Come and listen to my story about a man named Jeb. And poor undead Marshall Berry kept himself fed on raw meat and nastiness. But Doc Fong's just telling this big story. Albert comes walking in with a strange look on his face, and as the door opens, you can hear several horses and the sound of metallic tack and leather slapping.
so I said to him, "No, it is tea."
Doc, shut up and come outside.
What? Okay, yes. What is it?
We have uninvited guests.
Oh, who is it?
Uninvited
unsure.
guest.
Well, let us go outside and see. Perhaps they are new friends.
All right, so let's see who else here. Eddie Griff left. We'll get rid of
Eddie
him.
Griffin.
Charlie Bill Buckner left. Sam Hellman's not here right now.
Hellman's man.
Hell, yeah, he's dreaming
He's
of
out
mayonnaise.
there formulating the recipe.
Oil and egg, actually. Pretty easy to make.
Mostly, yeah.
Little,
Don't you need some lemon
Lo-
juice too, usually?
lemon juice and salt. Yep.
All right, so Jeb steps out the door. Albert, I'm going to leave you inside because you kind of like stepped inside to get away from these people.
Yes, sir.
Hiding under the desk.
Yes. No, not hiding. He's just meh.
What is it, Jeb?
Jeb, you step out in the road like that? Face.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to see what the hell's going on.
All right, well, these two ride forward. And then
Do we recognize their
they-
uniforms at all?
They do not look. They do not look familiar to you, no. And you see
What about
They are dressed quite fancily.
the guy with all the medals and shit on his chest. This one. He raises his hand and he says something in Spanish. For those of you
What does
who
he
can.
say?
Grande colinho verga.
Yo hablo español.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Doc Fong does have Spanish.
And
Jeb Hexen punta. Punta!
good afternoon, Marshal. I am Capitan Juan Miguel Valentina Diego, 59.
59?
Ah, yes.
Because it
that's
added a
well,
fucking
Spanish
number
last
to
name.
his name.
Oh, okay.
You are fucked, Jeb Hexen.
Marshal, Marshal,
Quite a
I
name.
believe they are Spanish.
Spanish or Mexican?
I don't know.
You guys having this
Well,
fucking
there is a
conversation in the street, bro. We are. He says, fuck you. And that answer would be Mexican. We are from Mexico. From Mexico.
Oh, I think they're from Mexico.
We are from Mexico.
Ah,
And then,
can I help? Can we help you with something, gentlemen? And I'm assuming Doc's going to translate if they don't speak English.
well, he speaks fluent. He's speaking to you in English right now.
Oh, okay.
And he rides his horse forward another couple of steps. And the guy beside him rides forward. They both step off their horses. And the group kind of fills in around them. Very much in formation.
Do you make a habit of marching into town with such a show of force?
Oh, well, I do apologize. I did not intend to ride in with a, as you'll say, show of force. I have come to establish relationships, create connections that will support our new forward outpost that we are building just outside of town. We come
Is
in
this
peace.
something?
I assure you, Marshal, we come in peace. I did give you my name, though. It is only.
Oh, forgive me. Where am I, man?
Capitan 59.
I am Marshal Jeb Hexman.
Just Jabe Hexman? There is no number after your name?
You gonna
Um,
flash that badge too?
oh, it's out in the open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he left his duster inside, so he's just wearing a vest. Well, not just a vest, but you know what I mean. You gentlemen wouldn't happen to be friends of the good Reverend Grimm, would you?
When you give me a notice, probably the most important dice in the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When you say
Damn dog.
Grim, you can see the features begin to distort on his face and distaste, and you can see he's kind of choking back like he wants to cut your fucking tongue out for saying what you just did. He says, Marshal, I assure you, I am not a friend of the Reverend Grimm.
Good. Well, any enemy of his is a friend of mine.
And so he asks you if it'd be possible if you and by the way, this is Sargento Segunda Carmen Ortiz, 22.
And this is my deputy, Doc Fong. One.
Uno. Doc Fong Uno.
Hola, Senor Fong. And anyway, so the captain basically asked, could we get inside out of the sun and perhaps a glass of cool water that they've been riding for about the last hour?
I could make some refreshing tea. Do you like mint?
There's also a stable to put up your horses. They feed and water them. A couple of watering holes here. Red's Tavern or Red Saloon, block north. The Fallen Angel, few blocks to the west. I believe there's also at least one in here. But you were welcome here, Capitan Diego, 59.
Well, he turns and looks at the sergeant next to him and kind of mumbles something, and the sergeant shouts out in Spanish. Doc Fong, you understand. These guys all dismount and begin kind of leading their horses off through town. And the captain says, I appreciate such a warm welcome, but I can say that I am parched.
Well, I can't say to the quality of the beer at the saloons, but at least it's wet.
Come on, we'll make some tea.
And it won't give you the shits.
Well, can't guarantee that. Depends on which one you order.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you boil the tea, it should be okay. You shouldn't have to worry about dysentery anyway.
All right, so they step into the marshal's office with you, and basically he's here to tell you that his commander, the General Santa Anna, has sent him here to establish a forward post near the railroad where they can purchase ghost rock and other supplies and have it moved south.
Well, as far as setting up trade, that sounds like you need to talk to. I'm assuming Hellstrom has most of the ghost rock rights in this area.
The
No.
Rocky Miners here.
Yeah, the Rockies. They're basically the unofficial controllers of what's the word I'm looking for? They're the OPEC.
Cartel.
Let's just put it that. They're the cartel. Thank you. They're the OPEC that sets prices and says who's allowed to buy and who's allowed to ship and who's allowed to transport and who owns what claim. And they do employ a pretty good size military force, although they're just a bunch of loose guns. They hire a lot of gunmen.
Right. So I'd probably point out the rock miners or the Rockies, wherever they are on the map. They're here somewhere.
Perhaps you should introduce him to Mayor Timmons as well.
Yes, our good friend Timon Simmons is running for mayor. He's currently the interim mayor, but
he is the one with the gavel. It is easy to spot him.
And eating beans.
Yeah, just follow the sound of the farts.
Oh, I think I hear him now.
So let's see here. So this is Sargento Segundo Carmine Ortiz. Second Sergeant Ortiz is a friendly fellow who speaks fluent English. His mother was blah 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 blah. I'm going to go into that.
I think Albert wants to know about his mother.
This guy, the Captain Diego, is He's your typical friendly but smug Mexican aristocrat, from this period in time. Um, and he's been instructed to establish a Mexican presence at all costs. Purpose is strictly for trade with the local ghost rock magnates. And he assures you that they, come here in peace. What the hell? Drake,
It
you're a
sounds like.
mod in here, aren't you?
Go ahead.
No, he's not. I was looking at it too.
I am.
What the fuck? Well, okay, we'll fix that.
He got timed out.
Now you can post links in there. Just don't get me banned. Okay, so you're dealing with the kind of uppity, up your butt aristocrat Mexican guy here. HG, you spend a day or two here ordering parts, purchasing things, speaking with Tam, and then you spend the next. Whoa! Oh, get it. Engorgio.
Gorgio.
God bless America.
I had to.
What did I say? Did I say anything bad?
Whoa!
No, you thought of it, though. I could see it in your eyes.
I think you shit your pants a little bit.
No, not tonight. I've had a lot of Swiss cheese lately.
What the fuck's this new emote?
I don't know. What is it?
What is that thing? It's like a
Hyper
book or
crate?
something. Does it have a
It
computer
says
monitor?
crate.
Hypercrate.
Is that where the hype
Unknown
gets
emote.
delivered on the hype train and the hype crates?
I don't know.
Also have a hyper tiger.
Why you click on emotes here or
Wow.
in chat to open content menu?
What are you doing over there, Tiger King?
I still think that's
Tiger
what,
King. Let me
Do
tell
I
you,
put
she
his
don't
what-
want to
what,
fuck around with me. I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers ever come out of Oklahoma.
Oh god! Guess what, motherfucker? I found the
No,
gift.
I just watched that show like 2 weeks ago.
I haven't seen it.
It's all kinds of fucked up.
It's a train wreck you can't stop watching.
Yeah, it just gets worse. You think it's bad, and then it gets worse and worse and worse.
Carl was like, it's the kind of thing that you can imagine can only happen in America.
Well, the sad thing is it's true.
You just want to get it over with.
Mm.
I just got to keep watching it to get it over with.
Yeah, you're like, I can't believe I just wasted another hour and something of my time watching that. And then next thing you know, you
It's
sat
like
there
a-
3 hours.
I went and voted yesterday or the day before, and it was just like I didn't even do any research or anything. I felt like I was late for a test and just A, C, E, D. I don't know who these people are.
You can take my word for it. She fed him to her tigers.
Holy shit! You did that
The
accent
look on your
perfectly,
face is
and that look.
Yeah, so where's Carol Baskin? Tony the Tiger.
That bitch.
Since we're bringing this up, I think she probably did feed her fucking husband to the goddamn tigers.
I think she did too.
It's possible.
Well, he ain't been found in Florida or anywhere else anyplace, so,
Them gators.
And I'm sure she sells her tiger shit to Zupu. So, hey, thank you, Brady Caesar.
I actually heard that the whatever that place is got closed down or shut down for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, it could have now, but it was right down the road from where I lived when I was down there. Used to drive
Well, I
past
was
the
saying now
gates
it's
to it all the time. It was in Tampa. And I used to drive past the gates to it all the time and thought, boy, I'd like to stop in there. Oh, fuck, I'm glad I didn't.
Did you never stop in there?
Never did. But my youngest son did get
Probably a good thing.
there was this little circus thing that was set up in the cash and carry parking lot, and there was a big sign that said "Get your picture taken with a lion cub." And so we pulled in there. I mean, it's literally a canvas tent, and they had a few goats in the goat petting pen and some bullshit like that, a big snake. But about the only thing they really had was a couple of big tigers and this lion cub. That's all that was to the show. It had to have been some of these people. And so I paid the $5 or whatever. Thank you, Brad, for that bit. He just showed us one of his bits, but needed to pass Venom.
Just
It
one.
was the left one.
But they set my son down, and they took the lion cub and said, "Okay, get ready, say cheese," and they put it over in front of him and took his picture and then kind of pulled it away, just that quick. Yeah,
That's messed up.
that
When
bitch.
I was in when I went to Africa, we went on a safari and they had lion cubs and shit in there for us to pet. It was pretty cool. I got a nice. I still have a nice scar from a lion cub.
Do you really?
Yep. Next time I'm at my mom's, I'll get the pictures because they're in an old ass photo album. I went there like 20 years ago.
Are you that old?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'm still younger than you.
I think we're all younger than him.
All right, let's come back around the table to Dr. Schultz. You sent Eddie Griff on his way. You came drinking that first day. What have you done for the next couple of days? Anything noteworthy, or are you just kind of passing time?
I'm playing Pharaoh.
You're playing Pharaoh.
Doing-
Okay. It Reds.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. You got gambler edge?
Yep.
You
I
do? Awesome. Well, roll that for me. You've been spending 2 days playing Pharaoh, right?
Yes.
All right. Roll me that gambling edge then. Gambling roll. Well, that's a success. Let's see how much of a success it is. Roll me.
No, West wasn't like every Pharaoh table supposed to be fixed though.
I have no idea. I don't know how to play Pharaoh. Don't know anything about it.
I think one of the things why it lost popularity is because every table was supposed to be fixed.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So cheating was so rampant that people lost trust in it.
Well, they may just be trying to draw him in here. Give me a percentile roll.
It's true.
And tell me how much you've wagered over the last 48 hours.
Check
Oh,
your wallet when you go out the door.
Probably he can afford it. Let's say $500.
Ooh, big baller.
All right, and you've turned
don't
your
know if
$500 into $840.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the house would be able to cover that sort of bet.
Sure they would.
Well, that's one. They would?
Dude, this
Okay.
is man, think about it. The fucking Ghost Rock and the rich ass motherfuckers living here.
No, fair enough.
Yeah,
But they have no bank.
they don't. Now that's a surprising thing that I've not heard one of you people yet say, "Man, this town needs a bank, and I think I ought to be the person to create it." I would have expected to hear that out of you guys.
I was expecting it to come out of Timmons' mouth, but
I
Jeb
got you a
doesn't.
whorehouse. If we need a whorehouse,
Who needs a bank when you have a casino club to hold all your money for you?
Emmons doesn't trust these guys to have a bank.
so
They
yeah,
get
so
robbed.
if you want a whorehouse, I can do that.
Well, it's funny you say that because rumor has it that there is a club down the road that the owner all but just closed the doors and left, and somebody give me a streetwise roll or not. It doesn't matter. Rumor would have it that maybe he was ran out of town.
Oh, in that case, I mean, I might just take over said club too.
HG's Tavern.
I suppose. You know, and I just set up a wall around that and back. Keep a front business in front of my walled compound. I mean, I'm thinking me and Albert here need to join forces on this. I mean, bar, hookers, they kind of go together.
I already got hookers in one town.
So I mean, you bring in the girls, I supply the booze and whatnot. Get
Well,
a
you guys
little underground fighting ring going.
interested in looking at this property? It appears that that the Rockies, who basically have laid claim to the land around here, and which might cause problems with the Mexican military. And Giorgio, thank you for the biddies. Um, they've kind of, it's like anything that's not owned by people, the Rockies basically believe they own it. Now, whether or not they do, there's no law here, but they've got the most guns.
Dude.
It sounds like might makes right.
They should
So
beat
let's
HG.
just claim this place. I don't want to pay nobody. They can come take it from me if they want. There won't be much of it left by the time they do.
Vino, thank you for the biddies. Okay. So you guys are interested in looking at this. Who all's going to look at it?
Our will go.
What are we looking at? I was thinking about tea.
Tea sounds very good.
Everyone's going up to do stuff, and Hawk Fong is, oh, what?
Jeb's probably keeping an eye on the Mexican folks just to make sure that they're not getting into trouble.
Yeah, Albert will go.
To be honest, I still have a bad taste in my mouth from a fucking game I was part of where, this one player just bought shit out of the blue property-wise, and it was just kind of broken. Not saying any of you guys would do that. It's just I kind of got burned out on property.
Yeah, I think Doc Fong would hang out with the Mexicans and then go talk to the blacksmith later.
Well, the Mexican cavalry little unit that came into town here, they stayed for a couple hours. As you guys are kind of making your rounds around town, patrolling and whatnot, you would have seen Captain Diego go into the Hellstrom building and go into the Rockies building. And, it's just like he's introducing himself to people. And the cavalry soldiers that came with him, they just kind of drifted into the Fallen Angel Saloon, and they've been in there just sitting there drinking, whiskey and beer. But they're for the most part staying sober. They stick around for 3 or 4 hours, and they all ride back out of town that very same day.
No fuss, no muss,
no
rough
fuss,
stuff.
no muss, nothing.
Sounds good to me.
So you guys are free to patrol, do whatever you want to. So HG and Albert, anybody else going to look at this old bordello that was abandoned?
Jeb's not interested.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have much use for the law there.
So I'm going to thank J. Rob, and you guys can thank him for finding this and sending it to me, because this is a cool looking map.
That is pretty cool.
I like.
You need to
let's
learn
see.
to not make your maps so big. Gee.
Oh, I can make them smaller, but
Got
this map is 20 by 48 tall, or 2048 tall, which is
not too big.
it's the recommended size for Fantasy
No,
Grounds.
I meant when you push them to the players, they're like,
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
So
beautiful though.
isn't it that he sent that to me, and
It's
I'm
a
like,
cool map.
that's cool. I think I'll have to save that in case the players buy a place. And but I knew that was coming because I knew Albert was looking for a property. So yeah, you guys
Yes,
see
sir.
this, but you walk up, and you look through the windows, and you're kind of looking at this place. It looks like it's been empty for a few months anyway. The main windows are boarded up. The front door's got a sign on it that says for sale. The fucking Rock Miners Association, blah blah blah.
Yeah, Albert is would I guess try and look for them, see where they are, and see if you can get a tour of the place.
What the hell are you guys playing at over here anyway? I gotta look and see what that. Oh, I can't change that on this, can I? Yes, I can. Oh, you're bumping around to see who's topping the list. I see.
Oh,
I was trying to, however I do it, it didn't. I want to make. They got little zombies and stuff.
They're having a
Figured I'd
pissing
be-
contest.
yep, pretty much.
All right, I'm gonna clean up. I just put all those Mexicans out there just to kind of freak you guys out and think something was about to go down. Did it work?
Uh-huh.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Asshole.
good.
I opened the combat
Asshole.
tracker.
Did you?
Gosh. Yes, you're right.
All right, so
Asshole.
looking at the map of Perdition, let's see, I don't need that there. I'm trying to do Windows management on 2 different clients. The Rockies office is right here. And this saloon sits right there off Kurtz Boulevard.
Isn't that the place where Albert's almost got into a fight because they caught him stealing? Or is it the other one?
That was Red Saloon.
That was just one.
That one, okay.
Yeah, rumor has it the owners of the other 2 saloons in town kind of, paid to have this guy ran out.
Very interesting.
I'd say the door doesn't look particularly strong, right? This place looks kind of rickety.
Yeah, it's boarded up with like oak sawmill plank. Okay, Doc, you're gonna go talk to your blacksmith friend. What are you doing with him?
Hello, Stanley. I have some questions about this mayoral election.
And he says, I don't really pay much attention to politics, but what is it you're inquisitive about?
Know anything about this Joker Watson guy? Or this Granville Kurtz?
He says, I know very little of either one of them. But if they allow me to vote, he said I wouldn't vote for a Kurtz for anything.
No, he's not to be trusted.
Well, his father's not. He's just a little puppet. He's his daddy's little puppy.
He's a tool.
He ain't got much sense.
He is running because his father does not think he would be voted in.
Well, consider this. If Kurtz, who owns the biggest share in the mines around here, also owns the government of the town, does that not put him in a very strong advantage?
Certainly advantageous.
I came from China, and that was the way things were, and that is why I left China.
But now they seem to be trying to do it here.
The greed of men, he says, and he keeps banging away. Little blacksmith shop.
Indeed. I will have to think on this.
Be careful how you phrase things. You might get a J-Rob going.
Yes, be careful with your banging.
Gentlemen, that will be tomorrow night. Dr. Schultz, very careful about who he bangs around with. Doesn't announce it to the world.
I said J-Rob. I didn't say anything about Dr. Schultz.
Now, Azazel, on the other hand, oh my, he'll tell everything. Every dirty little hell.
Well, thank you very much, friend. I had better head back.
let's see, I'm looking for, there we go. Timmons, you make your way one morning into the mayor's office.
My
And
office.
and there is a
Let's be clear about that.
yes, you're off. Mayor Simmons' office, and there is a group of women standing there, and they
Whose name
demand
is on the door?
do what?
Whose name is on the door?
Timmons has it put on the door. He's got a sign on the door. It might be in marker since he can't get anything printed, but
It's in crayon.
painted. Not sure he spelled his own name right,
But there
as
is
long as it
a
has two M's in it.
there is a group of women, and they look like they're in a tizzy, and they demand to see the mayor. And
Quick hide under the desk.
and as soon as you walk in, you know you're kind of a new face in town. They don't really recognize you, and you get about halfway across the room, and one of the clerks that's always sitting in sits up and goes, "Ladies, that's the mayor there." And they all turn at the same time and look at you, and they come over like a bunch of hens. Mayor, you're going to have to do something right. It's just one on top of the other. They're all coming, and it seems that they're talking. Yes, they're it's
What
it's
did
a
you do, Albert?
it's a hen yard.
Is it a gaggle of Karens?
Oh God.
It seems they are complaining about a camp of Chumash Indians that are across the tracks doing some weird shit. And one of the ladies says, and I believe it has to do with the devil and black magic. And they're all camped around Green Iguana's shack over there. And she says, I see them drifting, walking down the streets late at night when I look out my window, and I know they're going to come and have their way with us, she says. And she says not only that, but my husband and some of the other husbands around here have been, well, they're doing more than just drinking whiskey, Mayor, and you have to do something about it. We demand.
like, absolutely, absolutely, I would definitely do something about it. Now, but would you mind coming into my office? And we could talk about it.
Well, you open the door to your office, and of course it's
it's
only about 4 feet wide and about 8 feet deep. And so, about three of these ladies come in here, and the rest of them are all standing outside the doorway, all bickering. But I think he just might do something. I hope we get a mayor that's like that man right there. He actually seemed interested in what we had to say. And so 3 of these ladies come in. Mayor, what are you going to do about it? We can't have those Chumash Indians doing whatever it is they're doing and with the devil and stuff, and they're going to corrupt this town before it even has a chance to be born.
Well, Timmons opens up a drawer, and he looks down in the drawer. Obviously, it's probably empty, right?
Yeah, there's nothing in the drawer.
Yeah, Timmons says, well, since I'm only the interim mayor and I really haven't been given any official powers yet, and I look in the drawer and show everybody inside the drawer, I would be more than happy to do something in it as soon as you ladies get me elected as mayor, which is only in 5 days.
You are running for election for the mayor, Mr. Simmons?
This is the fact.
And the 3 in your office all kind of shuffle each other in their big dresses and shit out the door. And you see them all put their heads together. And they're mumbling, and then one of them. He couldn't understand them. They were mumbling. And
I wasn't really listening.
Yep.
They're having a hen party. That's what it is.
Sorry, Robin. If you're still not there.
Robin talks a lot too. She knows how it is.
So What
He
one
left
of
us.
the one who
That's
seems to
clear.
be the one of them who seems to be the leader turns around. She goes, "Mr. Simmons, if you can take care of this problem, I can assure you that the Women's League of Perdition will do everything in their power to see that you and your your upstanding and righteous ways can lead this town forward and into the future. We bid you good day." And they turn around and they
Oh,
walk
good.
out.
I was gonna
Timmons
say,
going,
oh,
Vote,
good.
vote
That
for
did mean-
Simmons.
Timmons gonna hug these hens in just a moment.
So Timmons is gonna ask one of the clerks if he could. Excuse me, Mr. Clerk. I appreciate you pointing them women to the right direction and cramming them in my office like that. That was pretty nice of you. But I need you to do something for me. Would you put a list on my desk of all the registered voters in Perdition?
Well, there I can get. We've been trying to put a list of residents together, and we've got it mostly completed. Um, I could get that list for you. We don't really have registered voters. What do you mean by registered? What does that mean?
What? Anybody can come into town and vote? The Indians, the Mexicans.
Did you ever
the
see Gangs in New
Chinese?
York?
Yeah.
Great movie.
When the elections were going on, it didn't matter. There were people who voted 3 and 4 times. They didn't have any way to track that.
Voting's so fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, they were shaving people and sending them back in for a second and third time.
Again.
No, you've only voted twice. Get your ass back in there, you Irish prick. So you guys have had a lot of shit going on today. I'm gonna step back over here to HG for a second. HG, Albert leaves. He says he's going to the Rockies company to see about buying this place. And last thing I heard you say was, "Does the door look pretty sturdy?" And I said, "Yes, it does.
I was
It's
just
got
gonna pull their thing off and break my way in if it didn't. But
Well, there's no doubt about it. You could mess around with this shit for, a little bit and get your way in here. I've got all the confidence in the world in UHG that you could get your way into this building if you wanted.
Just don't use fire.
that's kind of what I was trying to avoid, or my new acid fog. But I don't want to like burn a giant hole in the front of the place. So I just gotta kick him door, but no, I don't think I want to mess with these guys soon enough anyway. Albert doesn't seem to be particularly apt at joining businesses, so I'll just build my compound over there.
Okay, you're gonna build it outside of town. There. Okay.
Albert will be happy to. He just wanted to get a look at the place.
Oh,
Yeah, my horrors, your booze. I mean, what could go wrong?
as I didn't response, I figured you didn't really want to, so I didn't want to like pull you into it, you know.
No, I apologize. Yeah, I was thinking. I guess I should have said this. I was thinking I can get Mr. Wu to come
so
up
in that
here
case,
and run
I
things.
would likely let you in on the fact that we will have Chinese workers hopefully coming soon to help renovate and whatnot.
Yeah, I was gonna have Mr. Wu come anyways. Maybe he can help oversee.
Oh yeah, then I'll break my way in while he's gone.
Okay.
I'll let him handle talking to people.
All right, so you
As
break
far
your
as
way
I'm concerned,
in
these
that
guys
place.
are just a trumped up gang that are going to extort us anyway.
Pretty much, but they're pretty much all powerful in California right now. So, I mean, even the Union and Confederate militaries and armies kind of give them a wide berth.
Yeah, but how much is one bar worth?
It's not like I can't afford it.
Well, as Albert goes to the office, local Rockies office, he finds out that one bar, since it's already established, and there's a piano in there, and there's a billiards table, and the building and the location alone that's $20,000. Throw in another 15,000 for the accoutrements, the decor. 35,000 sounds like a pretty good deal, wouldn't you say so, Mr. This is the clerk talking to you here at the... I didn't catch your name, sir.
Swearingen. Al Swearingen.
Al Swearingen. 35,000. It can be yours.
Can I take a look around first inside of it?
Oh, I can have...
Make sure.
Yeah, I can have someone come down and...
Excellent. I'm thinking to myself, I can add a second property out here. Because I do believe I bought that that hotel. Did we ever buy that hotel from the Chinaman? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I think I'll have to go back and watch the reruns, but I think you did buy a property in Champaign.
Yeah. All right. So yes, we'll definitely go out and look. 35. That's what, a week.
Mr. Swearingen, can I ask how you plan on paying for such an establishment? That is
Gold.
quite a sum. Gold, he says. Gold. And you see several people kind of look around and laugh. All these clerks sitting around in here. Looks like they're tallying shit up. And he says, I can have someone take you down there and show it to you. And they do. They assign a guy and they take you up here and open the doors. And you and HG can go in and take a look around the place. Let's see, it's not there. Where the hell's it at? We're going to put it, because I don't like maps that are like upside down when they don't have to be. You know, I want north to be north and south to be south. So we're going to put it, you know what? We're going to put it right down here on the railroad. We're going to put it right down there on the corner. Choice piece of property.
That is. Okay. So yes, we get in. How does it look inside? Like basically like looking for if I'm going to have to do like renovations, like there's.
It literally looks like somebody closed the doors and walked away. There are no whiskey bottles in here. There's no liquor whatsoever. There are still cards on the table. There's still chips on the table. There's still a game of billiards that was being played. There are half-filled drink glasses on the tables. Spills where some of it's been spilled and not mopped up. And there's still sheets of music sitting at the piano.
So, my dear clerk, why did these owners just happen to take off? What happens?
Says, well, there's nothing really for certain, but rumor has it that the owners of the other two saloon paid some. There was a bit of a. You could almost call it a war going on between the three of them for a while, and I guess the two of them decided to pull their powers together, and they run the third one out of town, and he was just gone one morning. No one saw him go. He just gone.
Very interesting. And you said 35.
35,000 will get it for you, lock, stock, and barrel.
So I would look over at HG and ask him, the clerk, to have a moment and go and talk to HG and see what he thinks about that.
It's a lot of money. I don't have that much on me. I mean, for that much, we can easily build our own place down where I was looking before.
Oh, my friend.
We're coming.
Well, this is prime real estate. I am happy to front all the cash. But if we could split 50-50 and maybe maybe some choice whiskey, if you will.
I assume it comes with the land around it.
Yeah, you could build around it right here. There's a bit of a empty lot here. This building here looks like a warehouse. The one right next to it. You don't see anybody over there. The doors are locked up, so you're not sure what it is, what's in there. That looks like a hardware store right beside some kind of a store. And then across the tracks down here, you can see what looks like a bunch of tents and shit set up. to the south across the tracks.
That would give us a place right in town. So yeah, I'll provide the booze and security, whatnot.
And I can always have, Mr. Wu come out here. He has some friends who will do things, no questions asked.
Can we get him to sell off the plot of land across the railroad tracks? Throw that in as well.
Over there? He said, well, yeah, you could buy land over there if you wish, but it's going to have its own price tag on it. Of course, this clerk, he's like a junior clerk. He doesn't really have power to say much. Young man.
No, I'll just set my stuff up along the rail tracks there. I can always just build myself like a portable rail car.
Okay.
Shoot stuff down.
All right, so is there anything anybody else wants to do? Because this is what I kind of want. Now, Drake did this to us as a group for the Tuesday night Call of the Deep. We had some downtime. We had a month downtime in, I think it was Neverwinter or Luskin. And he said, you guys are going to get some homework. Write me a 300 word or less. And believe me, 300 words can go pretty freaking quick. It's like 2 paragraphs. It doesn't matter to me if it's 2 or 3 sentences. But this week, spend some time thinking about, what do you think your future is going to be given where you're at this point in time here? Do you have a reason to? It sounds like a couple of you are laying down some roots here in Perdition, maybe setting yourself up with some business interests and things like that. But just write something up and, write something into it for yourself. Something that you want. HG seems to want an opium connection with Shanfan. Albert wants a brothel and saloon. Timmons wants mayor and maybe something else. So write me something. Tell me about how you think your future is going to be bright here in this part of California. Or it doesn't have to do anything with Perdition. You can say, you know what, I want to do something else, but I kind of want to know where you want your character to go. And then next week, when we have an election and perhaps Sam Hellman is in a talking, has the ability to talk again, you guys might find some things out that will move the main story along. But in the meantime, there's lots of shit that happens around Perdition here in Southern California. Now, there's things that happen all over California, and you guys will probably be traveling a lot throughout the rest of this campaign. Maybe not. But this is a pretty good place to be, and I think more so than a town that is 95% Chinese, and you've got some kind of a ceiling of growth there compared to this place. So, does that sound okay to you guys? And if you don't write your 300 words, that's fine. But and it doesn't have to be 300 words. Like I said, I just want to know what you foresee for your character. Cool.
I have 2 quick questions.
Okay.
So I will buy this place from him. From him. Did those flyers for because someone was mentioning earlier flyers for Timmons? Did those ever get made?
They haven't yet. That may be. But if Lacey O'Malley has got access to a press in Tombstone, which is just a day's railroad ride away.
Yeah, that's what Timmons was going to do, is get with Lacey and see if he can get some made up.
Yeah, if once they get made up, Albert will happily hang some from outside the walls.
And actually, Timmons is going to see if he can hire a celebrity to come and talk on his behalf, too.
Like Clint Eastwood?
Somebody famous in 1879 in this area.
Have you ever heard of that Reverend James Blake? Hire him.
And is there a pig farm in this area?
You know what? Meat's pretty hard to come by around here. So no, you haven't seen any pig farms around here.
Okay.
So
But we're
are you gonna
check,
send
so
for Mr. Wu and tell him to bring some pig?
Send for Mr. Wu. And we'll try to get another plot of land to build a pig farm, maybe out away from the railroad tracks, and bring some pigs
Over
and maybe
here,
some of his
downwind of town.
China. Yes, sir.
All right.
I'd say we
Why-
can do that where I'm setting up mine because I'm gonna need to grow potatoes and corn as well. I need to pick up
okay.
the supplies for it.
Why do you need a pig farm?
Ladies and gentlemen, be weary of any man who has a pig farm.
There you go,
Um,
Brick Top.
Sexist. There could be crazy women with pig farms as well.
The reason why I want to have a pig farm because pigs will eat anything.
Pigs
need
will
something
go
different.
through bone like it's butter. Yeah.
Yes, they
A
will.
pig can digest 8 pounds of flesh in
And,
1 minute.
So what you guys? So actually, when Albert first joined you guys, the reason why you ran into him where you did is because he was going to this pig farm with I'm not going to say who it was in the back, and he fed them to the pigs. But that's why he was way out where he was.
And the farm that you own, by the way,
Yes, sir.
that was given to you by an automaton that's been camped out now for quite a while in the tugboat.
Yes. Maybe Mr. His family could come out here.
Well,
Yeah, it might be a good start for them here in
that's
Perdition.
all things to think about this next week. And you guys just write me something up, Word document, send it to me in a private message, whatever. That way I kind of got an idea of what to do for your character, where to take, because I want all you guys to have something that is special to your specific character, or one of your henchmen or whatever. So think about that this week. Who do we got that's out there gaming that we can raid? Is Jingo on?
Joey was. I don't know if he still is.
No, I don't see anybody. D20,
No, that could be
Nerd League, Dice Tyrants, Quest and Cliffhanger,
right.
D20.
Lord Gosumba is doing old school Greyhawk.
Lord Gazumba? Well,
Is he the one who makes his own sets and shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's raid Lord Gazumba. He's got a huge table and people that have been playing this, I think, for 20 years, something like that. So let's go raid him. What do you say? Thanks to everybody that came by tonight. We'll be back for Curse of Strahd tomorrow night. DM Venerick and half the people here at this table or more. Not
Hopefully
in
we don't
not
get
in
kicked out
Gorgio.
of the castle again.
Well,
And Clyde, I'm sure Clyde will be there somewhere.
yeah. Well, Clyde will
Who
always
knows?
be around.
For some reason, I suspect he might throw something at Storm.
He always throws something at Storm for some reason. And it's Caesar's fault. I just took it and ran with it. He's the one that's...
It really was.
It really is his fault.
Now, I will admit he did intentionally target Storm last week, but that's just because what you had to make Jeb go through the night before.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired of that monkey. It's kind of
Sorry,
run its core.
I'll tire that
Don't
fucking
do it.
monkey. It's getting old.
The cloak is not billowing properly.
All right, we're going to raid. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Right?
Good night, guys.